Hey guys, welcome back to World of Warships. Today we're taking a look at the new update. Last update of 2025, the Christmas update brings a lot of new events. Of course, we have the return of this port, and I'm very glad, Wargaming, you've decided to focus on the ship this year. Would love to see some of the World of Tanks style bonuses to the port. When you decorate it, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, World of Tanks gives you in-game bonuses, maybe XP gain, credit gain, stuff like that, for actually decorating out your Christmas port. Not so here, purely cosmetic as far as the changes down here. If you complete collecting all of these ornaments, though, you will get a small reward. So I guess there's something there, but room for improvement, certainly. To start with, completely for free this update, you can just log in and get yourself a Tech Tree Tier 9 ship. I'll probably go over some of these, but your options are Lepanto, Izumo, Riga, Sejong, or Fletcher. So just log in after December 1st. You don't really even need to play. It's just purely a login reward, and you can skip the grind towards one of the strongest Tier 10s in the game in Colombo. I'm assuming that's what most people are going to do. It's a particularly painful grind, and getting yourself this much closer is quite nice. Izumo could be interesting. I think Riga is a great option, as well as Sejong. To me, it's Lepanto, Riga, and Sejong are going to be the main options. Of course, Jinan, incredible HE farmer with smoke, awesome torpedoes, very strong tier 10. And we all know Petro is pretty good as well, so I would suggest looking into those three. And with this new port, I also want to mention that these ornaments and actually collecting them all here isn't tied to daily rewards, okay? There is no limits there, so there is no daily limit, and every 2 battles you play, you will earn an ornament. So really nice there. I know there was some complaints on that last year, so good to see they're listening to some of the feedback. I just really wish that these decorations mattered as far as in-game bonuses around Christmas time here. Some credit gain, some XP gain would be really, really cool. An advent calendar is back, and this is your daily login rewards, okay? This is not a battle pass, it's more like that initial daily login screen. So the rewards here weren't amazing last year, I'll be honest with you, so we'll see how it goes this year. Really nice that it's not so strict again this year, so if you missed any days, the following day you will be able to collect that reward. So let's say you missed logging in December 2nd, log in December 3rd, you can still claim December 2nd, and I really am glad that it's not so strict. Not that the rewards in this one are too crazy, but there's sometimes some super containers, or I think they had maybe 1 or 2 Santa containers in this as well, so maybe look out for that. Again, though, that was not the main focus of this Christmas update. What is, though, is festive rewards. So we've seen this before, of course, if you've gone through any Christmas event or anniversary event from a couple months ago. But every time you play one of your ships in-game, you will get rewarded for it. So at Tier 5, Tier 6, and Tier 7, you're going to get rewarded with coal. At Tier 8 and 9, you get some steel. Tier 10 is a festive certificate, which we'll talk about in a second here. And super ships, you get another 200 steel. Fortunately, you don't have to play every individual ship in your port. You get additional bonuses based on your port size. I finally found the chart, so I gotta update you guys here. If you have over 600 ships in port, you get 7 additional bonuses for each time you complete a snowflake, which is these base XP requirements depending on your tier. So pretty nice bonuses here. It ramps up relatively quickly, so even if you have like 100 ships in your port, you get 4 extra. So it should help you get through all of these snowflakes relatively quickly, allow you to skip ships that you're not exactly a fan of playing. I really am glad that that's the option. And again, probably focus on those tier 10s to get some of those free Santa crates, as well as these steel options. Maybe you get enough to just push you over the edge to grab one of those really powerful steel ships that have come to the game. And this is where you'll be able to see it here in this festive rewards screen. Not quite available to me yet, but you'll see it when it gets here. And I'm really glad that they've changed it. Back in the day, we used to have to play every single ship we wanted a reward from. So this is a good change a long time ago. Glad to see it's still here. And those festive certificates you're gaining from your tier 10s here are what you can exchange for Santa's gift containers. So 1 certificate to 1 small gift container and 5 certificates to 1 mega gift container. Usually the way these work out is that the mega gift container gives you better odds than the small gift container. That may seem obvious, but even if you were to get 5 small gift containers, just getting 1 of the big ones typically gives you a better shot at a bigger reward. And this has been going on for a while now, but worth remembering that the 10th anniversary has been continuing on, and your ability to earn free doubloons just by playing is really, really cool over the last couple of months. And don't worry, if you have missed playing over the last few months here, where Wargaming has been giving out a lot of stuff for free, here you can actually still get 15,400 doubloons or steel by the end of the year if you played every day. I was surprised by that. They front loaded a lot of it. So the first 20 or so battles, 25, 24 battles you play, days that you play rather, you're getting most of the rewards from this Grand Voyage event. And that was really cool. But 15K still, if you hadn't played it all in the last 4 months, you'd still get close to half of that total original 32,000 doubloons or steel. Now, with these Santa containers, it is a form of gambling, obviously. You're seeing if you get lucky to get the ship that you actually want. They've removed some. They've added a few more here. Unfortunately, their site showing off some of these gift containers and what's actually in them has not quite been updated yet. Fortunately, the dev blog does have us covered here. So in these small gift containers here, you can see that you don't have a great chance of actually getting a ship. This is the ultra rare ships here. And if we scroll down here, this is the slightly less rare ships. Yeah, it's very gotcha game gamble heavy here with how they're doing things. So 2% chance to receive some of these other ships. If you're really interested in getting some of the rare ships, just consider that it's very, very unlikely you're going to get anything to drop from this category. But that is the small containers. Here's the big ones. 1% chance every time you open a mega gift container to get one of the rare ship drops here. So very, very unlikely, of course. 3% here for the mid-tier ones. There's some good ships in here, like Suzia, for example. I'm going to scroll through this rather quickly, as you'll be able to see this once this whole event finally drops on December 1st. And then 12% chance. So you see how it's so much more likely you're going to receive a ship from this batch. And only once you've received every single one of these ships will it start to more often drop these rarer ships. That's kind of how it works. So these containers get better the more you've whaled in this game to get more of the premium ships. So if you're new to the game, if you don't have a lot of premiums, consider that these mega gift containers, these Santa gift containers, aren't as good for you. And a lot of those posts you're going to be seeing online or in Discord of people getting incredible ships, very rare ships that have been really expensive, hard to get, only one-offs in very expensive gamble events previously. They may have a lot of premium ships in their port, and so they got better odds than you did to actually get one of these rare ships, or they just got really lucky, right? Consider that if you spend a lot on mega gift containers or any of these Santa gift containers and you don't get anything you're looking for, are you very likely to post about it online? Probably not, right? So just keep that in mind. What you're seeing isn't a great representation of the actual result of these mega gifts. At least what you're seeing on social media, I should say. The actual drop percents are correct here. And just like last year, we have an extra container within a container. We got these nested containers, which, man, it's crazy. It is crazy, some of this monetization tactics they're using. But regardless, this golden gift container can get you Bremen, Hawaii, or Aki. Or perhaps Roma Aeterna, which is just a carbon copy of Roma. I don't like that they've added that thing in there, man. It's a Roma with a different camo, man. Everybody's going to be wanting these three, right? This is part of the Steel Will event, which we'll talk about later in this video. But Roma, imagine you get lucky enough to get a golden gift container, and then you get lucky enough to get a ship that drops, and it's just a Roma. Oh, I wish they hadn't have included that, but it is what it is, and these are the golden versions, and that's it. It's just an extra camo, and that's really what it comes down to. Not particularly appealing to me. If you're interested in these ships and you got the steel, just go for those, of course. Here is the Roma Aeterna here. I will say, though, I'm very excited for the event passes this update. Yes, passes. There's actually 2 here. So the first one is going to run us until December 21st. And the ship involved in this one is going to be the Nurnberg 44 here. This is essentially getting cruiser dispersion Elbing guns on a tier 7 cruiser. So incredible AP out of this one. And I've played a little bit of it already, and I found it to be quite fun. The AP here hits so hard, and as you can imagine, it's also the improved pen angles that we see on Elbings, like Des Moines pen angles on this AP. Against tier 7 and mid-tier, low-tier cruisers, it'd be pretty good. Everything here has gigantic, easily hittable citadels, including Nurnberg 44, so you will explode very quickly as well. But really, really fun ship. And 3,500 doubloons to get into this event pass is quite interesting. Actually, both the event pass ships are pretty good. We'll get some videos out on these soon, don't you worry. But small preview here. Short burst smokes off of Daring line, right? Like Daring smokes here, as well as a 5.5 kilometer range hydro. And mostly an AP focus. The HE has decent pen, but the alpha damage is quite low. So tended to stick to the armor piercing here. The torps are also 9.5 kilometers range on this one too. Decent detect here as well. Nurnberg 44 was pretty fun. Look forward to a video on that one. And as part of the free side of that, you get 8 of these small gift containers there too. And if you do decide to buy into it, you get another 15 of those. Or maybe that's included? No, that should be separate. So 8 plus 15 total there should be your option. Here's the Christmas camo for it. That's a lot of lights, bro. That's a lot of lights. I guess taking some inspiration from some of those mega houses or whatever that some people blast the lights on. The second battle pass, though, or event pass here, starts December 21st, runs till January 14th here. And again, some gift containers in there. But Lanzhou? I am bad with pronunciation. I'm sorry. But this is another tier 7 cruiser. And I actually really like this thing. It is so much fun. I've had some incredible battles. And a little preview here. I'll let you see a little sneak peek. Give me that Death Strike. Oh. But no more than that. We gotta save it for the video. This thing is so much fun. It's like bringing Molotov back in the day. If you've ever played Molotov a decade ago now at this point is what it feels like. Having those massive guns, 180 millimeter guns at tier 6 was so much fun. Molotov's not in the best spot these days, I would say, and this ship feels a lot like that. The dispersion here is great on these 180 millimeter guns. It's cruiser dispersion, essentially Talon guns. Cruiser dispersion, you get 9 of them instead of 12 of them, but a tier lower. And I will also say the maneuverability feels ridiculous. It's going to take me too long to explain it now, but it feels like you have DD turning circle radius, and you go from 35 knots down to 19 knots when you're turning, but it turns instantly. It's very funny, and we will definitely be making a video on this one too. And I'm very happy that actually both of these cruiser options in the battle passes this update are quite interesting and solid to play. So good options for your doubloons that you have been earning for free over the last couple of months as a reminder. That's why we went over it again, just as a reminder. Even if you haven't been playing, you can earn more than enough doubloons to get these ships completely for free by engaging with that system. We do get a new map this update as well. Sunset Isles, finally. It's been so long since we've had a new update. Looks pretty good. We'll see how it plays, though. I still haven't played a battle on it. I will say I was watching John the Ruthless stream, which is a streamer you should definitely go watch. He's incredible at the game. He played a match on it, and the islands look pretty short. Feels like they don't actually give you that much cover, okay? We'll see. I haven't played on it personally yet, but especially this seaside here, I think is where he was playing, and not a lot of cover. And I've already done the video on the Roussillon Dockyard, the new Tier 9 French battleship. Bit like a champagne mixed with a Bourgogne, kind of. It is solid. It's actually pretty good. It got nerfed a lot in testing, though. I know a lot of us are a bit disappointed by that. But overall, I do think it's pretty good. And if you have time to grind it out, this update and a little bit into next update, it's a pretty solid Tier 9 battleship. A lot of fun. By far from the worst dockyard that we've seen. I think it's not on Wisconsin level, but it's certainly in the, I guess if I had to do a tier list, Wisconsin would be S tier, obviously. This would be probably an A tier, a little behind, but definitely quite good, especially if you get on a flank and those guns actually hit. Is really, really nice. You see Montcalm here as a mid-tier reward. You can grind that out completely for free. 4,500 coal as compensation there. Starter packs are going to run you 5,000 doubloons. That's the minimum required to get it. As always, though, I'm going to recommend you hold off on that if you're at all concerned about the amount of time you'll have to play over the Christmas season. Probably, hopefully, you're going to see some family and friends, so you may not have enough time to actually grind all of this out. If you do, though, and you get to the 18th stage, completely for free, and then you decide you want the ship. Well, then it's going to be 6,000 doubloons at the very end for you to decide if you want the ship or not, rather than doing 5,000 doubloons and then just having that constantly hanging over your head where I've invested in this, sunk cost, right? So I have to do it. I don't think that's going to be as enjoyable over Christmas. Just a suggestion. You guys can do whatever you'd like, but that would be my recommendation, is to wait and then just buy those final 2 levels at the end. Yes, and on to the Steel Fleet event, and it's very expensive, of course. Hawaii, 39,000 steel, Bremen as well, Aki as well. So quite expensive to get these ones. We get I-56 as well as Valparaiso and Le Havre as options here too. You can get a one-time, it's only one use coupon here. So if we go up to my coupons, this steel coupon here. So this will take you to this screen, and that one is actually usable on this event. This grand steel coupon is from the 10th anniversary, and this is what I got for being someone who played in beta, open beta. I was in open beta, not closed beta, but I still got this 50% off resources coupon. And you'll notice if I click on it, it takes me to the screen which I can actually apply it to. And notice it's not this new steel wheel event, and that's a little disappointing, I think. Maybe it makes sense, I guess, from a certain perspective where these new ships, they want them to drain a lot of steel from people's accounts, I guess, but a little disappointed there. You still get a 15% off, but 39k up front. And I want to talk a little bit more about these ships too. There's been some speculation over whether or not you're actually going to see these ships come back for other resources. I have no idea. Wargaming has not given me any information on that, and usually that's a pretty bad sign for these ships actually coming back. I don't want to add to the FOMO, but I also want to be a little bit realistic here. And unfortunately, I would say that these ships are pretty unlikely to come back. Maybe for another Steel Wheel event, perhaps. But even then, we don't see the Prince Vanarani coming back here, and that was in the previous Steel Fleet event last year. I guess there would have been a couple other ones there. Shinano and whatever the submarine was there. Was that a part of the Steel Wheel last year? I'm actually not remembering at this moment. So it's so hard to know, guys. Wargaming, if you're watching this video, please just communicate to us better. Just let us know if these ships are coming back or not. It creates so much confusion. And then unfortunately, we're left to speculate. And when you're left to speculate, you have to kind of just assume the worst, right? I can't just say, oh yeah, surely they'll come back, and then someone who has the steel that might use it would decide, hey, maybe I'll wait. PQ said they might come back, and then they never do. Right? I can't really give that advice either. It sucks. Wargaming, please communicate with us better. I really would appreciate that, and bring these ships back for a more reasonable cost, or let us know that when they're coming back, please. And this event, by the way, is going to run all the way to February 1st, so it lasts a little bit longer than this Christmas update will. And if you're wondering on recommendations, I actually haven't quite played Aki yet. Today is the patch day on North America as I'm recording this, and this ship got a buff to its planes on release. Yeah, pretty scared of that, but I will be playing that one soon for a video. Hopefully that'll go up tomorrow. As you're watching this, should go up Friday's video. Bremen, really good, really fun. That video's already out. Hawaii, also very good, very, very fun. And then Valparaiso is back, and if you didn't get it initial offering first time around, crazy powerful brawling battleship, simply refuses to die. Crazy. And I don't need to talk about subs. Le Havre, interesting-ish secondary version of a Brest. It's okay. It's okay. I would be looking certainly at Bremen and Hawaii, those two for sure, for cruisers, and then Valparaiso if you're interested in a brawling battleship. The missile testing continues here, so hopefully that fails miserably and we never see missiles in our random battle queues ever. That would be great. Liberty Harbor actually finishing, and you can't do missions anymore. I realized this a couple of days ago, or yesterday actually, and we don't have the last week to do missions. So I actually didn't quite get enough to fully complete it by essentially only doing the expedition side of things. I really didn't pay attention to any of the actually active missions in random battles or into co-op games. I got pretty close. So I think for the most part, pretty good event. Now that it's concluding, we can say it was pretty easy to grind it out if you're paying attention to it. And a bit of a good and bad news, a little conflicted feeling. Here we have ship rotation. I was very concerned about ship rotation, of course. Pretty annoying that It's just creating artificial FOMO. Still not as happy about that. My hope was that we were getting better communication from Wargaming of ships actually rotating back in that we hadn't seen before that were in events. And that happens here, right? This is a good thing. Thank you, Wargaming. I really like this. Pravorny as well as Eskimo are coming back to be regular purchase. This is great. But with the Steel Will event, can we please get some information? I was hoping that we would have the worsening of this ship rotation, being that ships just rotate out, that I see no reason why they should have to rotate out. But at least we're getting some of these event ships back and we're getting more communication, better communication. Seems like we're not getting that better communication, but every once in a while we get a few of these event ships back, which is decent. I just wish Wargaming would communicate with us better. And I think that's about it for this Christmas update. Looks like some good content here available to us. Grinding snowflakes, getting some free Santa containers. Hopefully you get lucky on those. And the event passes for this update also seem pretty good. Those 2 cruisers seem very fun at tier 7. So far I've really enjoyed them and we'll be getting videos on them soon. Steel Will event, very expensive. Unfortunately, we're not sure when these ships will come back, if they will come back. Better communication would be great on that. And of course, the Roussillon Dockyard, a nice opportunity to get yourself a pretty solid tier 9 battleship, great on a flank, decent at punishing broadsides, somewhat consistently overall. A lot of content to play through this update. I'm very excited. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, what you're most excited for this update. Thank you very much for watching and have a great rest of your day.